Three important exercise red flags when you're over 60. Number one, the squat. The squat is a very important exercise to include in our exercise regime. We get down and up from chairs, and we want to continue doing that as we get older, also getting down and up from the toilet. If we want to get stronger, we need to add external resistance. But let me show you without the resistance first what is happening to a lot of older people or even younger people when they're doing their squats. See if you can tell what is the problem. I'm only working at a small range. Whoops. I'm only working a small range here at the hip joint. It's making me tight. So eventually it'd be very hard for me or you to come all the way upright into a good posture. So because your hip flexors are going to be tight, they're going to pull on the lower back, bringing the pelvis forward. And perhaps if we don't stretch out the hip flexors, we're going to be then lifting the chest so that we can see our way around, and then we're hyperextending in the lower back and get pain in the lower back. Yeah. So let's just have a look when we add resistance. So we want to start with just a little bit of tension with the hands at knee height, and then come all the way up and start here. Yeah. So here and here is what we want to avoid doing. We want to push all the way up into our good standing posture. Inhale down, exhale all the way up. So here we're able to also work the glutes. If we don't come all the way up, we're not working the glutes effectively. They're just working through a very small range. So all the way up and then down where we have that torso is parallel to the shins, shoulders over knees, over toes, and very, very functional exercise to do, and gently coming out of that. The next exercise is an abdominal curl. It's important to support the head, otherwise we lose a lot of energy in the neck and also probably strain the neck. This is what we're looking at. We have slight flexion through the neck. It matches the flexion through the thoracic spine. But the thing is, it is a limited range of movement that we're doing here. But also, what tends to happen is people pull their head forward, creating more of a forward head posture, which is already a problem in our society. This is not a full range of movement. By doing curls, lifting up against gravity, we're actually getting tighter in this forward flexion. Yeah, forward flexion. So let me just show you from standing. If I do curls here, I'm tightening my abdominals here. Yeah, so it's pulling me forward into a little bit of a kyphosis. And also the head is slightly forward from the midline. And because it's so heavy, it's about 10, 12 pounds. Over time, it will bring the posture forward into a more severe kyphosis. And that can also affect your walking gait, which I'll go through in a moment. So what can we do? If we need to use gravity, if we don't have any wall anchors or door anchors and bands, and we need to use gravity, then this is what we could do. We could have something like a pillow or the hog. If you're going to do it on the floor, this is my favorite piece of equipment for doing functional curls. I call them extension curls. So it wants to be in my lower thoracic spine, where I would have the heart rate monitor or my bra catch. From here, we were doing just half range before when we were lying flat on the mat. But here we can take it into controlled extension through neutral to flexion. I'm keeping my pelvis still. So these abdominal muscles, the obliques and the rectus abdominis that we're working, their origin is the rib cage and they insert into the pelvis. So we inhale as we go back, control. This is the range that we have in the spine. So this is also the range in the muscles. So we want to work them through their full functional range. Let's have a look at my preferred way of doing that extension curl, but standing using the wall anchor and the bands. So I've got a bit of tension here. I can get more tension. I'm going to make it shorter and pull it. So I could rest my hands on my head. That puts less stress on the shoulders. So I'm going to inhale into my controlled extension through neutral and into that slight flexion. Keeping that lumbar spine nice and neutral, working my transverse abdominis, but also here my muscles, my rectus abdominis and my obliques muscles of movement. And we can do all the abdominal work standing with a wall anchor or a door anchor and the bands. It's no brainer. Huh? Putting the last two red flags together where we've got tight hip flexors that are pulling us forward. And if we don't correct it, then we're just going to become more and more forward leaning. Kyphosis in the upper back, forward head posture, because of the weight of the head pulls you forward. Yeah. So not only that, but also add to that the curls that so many people are doing on the floor, which again tightens us here. So those last two exercises done incorrectly are really going to affect our walking technique. They're pulling me slightly forward. So what does that mean? It means that we're working into the hip flexors that insert into the lower back. So as so many people complain after walking some distance, they have lower back pain. That's because they have that slight lean forward. They tend to be walking, leading with the shoulders. On top of that, so that was the squats, our red flag number one. Red flag number two was where we've got the reduced range through those core muscles, which again is also pulling us into flexion and forward. So we have a double whammy pulling us forward when we walk. And unless we correct it, it's going to get worse because the weight of the head is continuing to pull us forward. So, but what happens because the weight is forward, we've got more weight going through the knees. People complain about knee pain and back pain when they're walking. It's because of their posture, and probably they're doing the last two exercises, the last two red flags, instead of doing the full range of movement through the squat and also extension curls. Check it out, think about it. So 3 red flags, a limited range of movement through the squats, and also a reduced range of movement through the core abdominal muscles. Put those two together and general walking technique, head down, leaning forward, is not only going to increase the lower back pain, but also the pain in the knees. Yeah. So it really is important that we look at technique. So if you're keen to get things right, to avoid back pain, to avoid knee pain, then do sign up to my beginner strength training course. Starts next Monday, 10 o'clock. It's a 6-week course. I've still got a couple of places left, so get yourself signed on. If you're on Instagram, check out the link in my bio. If you're on Facebook, then check in the comment below. If you click on those links, then you will also get a lot more information about the course, and you can also sign up on that web page where it takes you. This is the 3rd time I've run this course, and it's really been overbooked before, and I'm pretty sure that by the end of the weekend it will be overbooked too. So get yourself, as I say, I've got 2 places left, get yourself booked on. If you're not quite sure, as I say, follow the QR code, follow the link in my bio, and or give me a call. I'll be happy to jump on a call. In summary, technique is so important, and particularly when we start to add external resistance. What we've seen today is the band when we're doing the squats, but then also we're using the resistance of gravity or the band when we're doing the curls in the reduced range. And it all affects the gait. So another red flag, if you start to feel your lower back and also your knees hurting you, and it's happening on a regular basis, then you need to look at those first 2 red flags. The best thing is that you sign up to the beginner strength training course so that you can really learn